Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Debbie. This is my crafty den and I'm doing my end of the month wellness check-in at the end of May. While I do that, which is just a chat, a visit and a chat, and I am going to set up my planner, my wellness planner for the month of June while I do it. It is just so much easier for me to do my wellness planner all in one shot because I don't do an intricate decorating in this planner. I write in here. So each one of these little boxes is for a daily notation. This is for a weekly check-in. I just don't use the separate boxes. And I'll show you that kind of as I go along. So last month I started using my monthly this way. So I decided sleep for me is a big problem. And I have good days and bad days throughout the month. So as a recap, I have asthma, fibromyalgia. I'm 67 years old and not as active as I used to be because I've had 2 knee replacements. So keeping track of things, my general overall health is fairly important to me. I have to keep track of my mental health, my physical health, just my overall well-being. So that's what this is for. So all these little circles with the crosses in them are to monitor sleep. I decided it would be easier for me to do it this way. And I did all these little circles with 4 boxes. Each box denotes a 2-hour time period. So I can kind of just take my pen and scratch in for how well I think I've slept and for how long. So I do this each morning. Now I started it kind of mid-May, so there's not a full month there to show you. It was kind of a mess, but I knew I had to start keeping track of my sleep somehow. So that's my idea. This was not that hard to do. See how the X's aren't all perfect, but the circles are. So I'll show you a really quick and easy way to make little circles like this in your planner. I have some Ranger permanent ink. I took the cap off of a Sharpie. I dipped and I sat it down on each day and made a little circle. It literally took me 2 minutes to do this. I thought last month I drew all these little circles and everyone was different and kind of ugly looking. And then I thought of this idea right about the time that I was done. So now that's how I'm going to do it from now on. So yeah, I can actually take colored markers or highlighters. Highlighters would be great. So I could choose a color and put a color down each side here for, if I have a good sleep, if I have, disturbed sleep, if I wake up a lot through the night, I slept this many hours, but not good, that type of thing. So I can do that. So I haven't quite figured it out yet. It's still a work in progress, but that's what I'm going to use my monthly for. So for the wellness check-in, I've actually been doing pretty good in May, a lot better than I was. One of my big problems is not getting enough sleep and then falling into a depression. With everything else, things can become kind of overwhelming, and that kind of gets a little bit out of hand when that happens. I think I'm just going to decorate each day using a few stickers. That's what I did last month, so that worked quite well for me. I just want to use this hello because it's the first week of the month, and I'm just going to stick it down here at the bottom of the page. Anyway, I'm not gonna, talk about what I'm doing so much. I'm just gonna go through a combination of books that I have and try to use some stickers. So, yeah. So anyway, I've been feeling a lot better, and that is in big part to the fact that I spent a lot of time at my son's this month. Most of the month, in fact. First of all, he has a homestead, a small homestead here in New Brunswick, and he's there most of the time. So I thought that it would be good to buy a camper. I bought a pop-up, hard-top pop-up tent trailer camper and parked it on his property. So I have my own little camping spot. I spent most of 2020, almost all of 2021, and so far in 2022 alone. And by being alone, I can explain in the fact that we've moved here in at the end of 2019, we bought a property in New Brunswick, and we were going to move here from Ontario. And then in 2020, the pandemic hit. So I retired and moved early. I'd been working after my 65. And so I retired and came to New Brunswick because I was working in the hotel industry. That wasn't a good place to be during the pandemic, especially not at my age with underlying health issues. So I decided to come on ahead, and my husband has a business in Ontario, and we thought the pandemic would slow him down, so he'd come early too. Well, his business picked up, and he isn't ready to retire until next year. So he chose to stay. His business just went crazy, guys. So everybody was home because of the pandemic. They all decided to renovate. So he's there, and he's still working, and he's still running his business, and it just worked like that. That's what happened. So I'm here by myself, and he's in Ontario. So now we're doing the long distance relationship thing. I don't like it. I'd rather he was here, but in the long run, I can see his point. Being in a small town by yourself when you don't know very many people is really hard on your mental health when there's a pandemic. I couldn't just go knock on my neighbor's door and say, hello, I'm your new neighbor. It was against the rules. So yeah, I didn't like that very much at all. The good news on that front, though, is we aren't quarantining anymore. So I have met my neighbors across. I've met my neighbors to the side, and I've met my neighbors 2 doors down. So I'm not in a neighborhood where I don't know anybody anymore. And my neighbors are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. That picks my spirits up a lot. And then winter, which I hate winters, absolutely hate them now that I can't get out and about a lot. And the reason for that is because I've had 2 knee replacements, 2 full knee replacements, and I'm so afraid of falling down on the ice. I've done it a couple of times. It's not fun, guys. It's definitely not fun. So I was just looking for something to put here. This always says the same thing, basically. So look at this pretty rose gold that matches my desks that I can put there. I love this. I love this 5 daily reminders, and I'm going to put it right up here. Because what I use this for, I don't need that much room. So that's going up there. I like that. 5 daily reminders. I am amazing. I am capable. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality, and I am prepared to succeed. I like that. So I've got this today right here, and then put this little arrow right here in front of it. I don't care if it shows over a little bit. And then I'm just going to put call. So that's something else that I've been doing that has made me feel better. I have made it a point to call somebody back home. There's so many people that I miss. And sometimes I just sit and think, oh, I wish I could hear from so-and-so, or you know how it goes. You know, that's a two-way street. I can pick up the phone and call as well. Sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 shots before I reach somebody, but every day I'm writing down who I talked to. And then at the end of the week, I look back and say, oh gosh, this week I talked to my dad, my sister, my granddaughter, my grandson, all those, you know, my son, all those really, really cool things that make me happy, just remembering who I talked to that week. So things are picking up, and it's a lot to do with the fact that things are opening up. There's no quarantining. The rules aren't as strict. I'm still masking, using the hand sanitizer, trying to stay socially distanced from everybody that I don't know when I'm out in public. But I'm going out in public. I've been doing some shopping. We went yard selling. Oh gosh, you know, just the fact to get out and do some normal stuff. It was absolutely amazing. So I think I'm going to just, in lieu of florals and things like that for decor, I think each day I am going to put something like this. So a me time, just little reminders, a stretch, a be mindful, if I can put it down straight, like that, and go outside. I've been doing that every day, even on the rainy days, because at the camper, animal chores have to be done, because like I said, it's a homestead. So even on rainy days, you go out to the barn and you do something. It's kind of cool to be there. So I'm going to put this really cute little go for a walk down on Sunday. I mean, I'm, you know, not necessarily meaning that that's what I have to do that day, but I think I'll do a no screen time. So I have this little round circle that says enjoy the moment. I'm just going to put it right down here, and then I have a little icon, and that's all the decorating I'm going to do on these pages. What I will do, and I'll do that on the other pages after the video is done, is I take out this line here, because I write right down here. I do this as a weekly brain dump, and I don't mind writing over these kind of watercolored numbers because they don't show through. So I just cover this there, and usually cover this right here. And then if I want to write something down here, I can as well. So in this part here, I've been putting to be on point. To be on point this week, I am going to, and I've been writing in things like be active, which could be a lot of different things. Taking a supplement. And I like to check off every day to remember that I've done it. And for me, drinking water was a big bad spot. I was not drinking enough. So that's what a page in my wellness planner looks like. Yeah, so things are looking up. I'm not going to say I don't have aches and pains. I do. That's a given when you have fibromyalgia. You can't help it. You know, learn to live with it. That's what I say. I've just had to learn to live with it. I like this goal, plan, evaluate, and I'd like to put it here, but because it's a clear sticker, I'm going to do this. This is a really cool sticker. Defining my purpose. So I'd like to put this down. I am going to set it just to the side because I'd like to put something down decorative underneath and along the edge of it. So I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to grab this flowers. That would be pretty with it, that pink. I've used up so many of the florals and there's so many just small bits left on this. So if I take this sticker right here and I cut it, how should I cut it? Okay, I've got my little scissors sitting here on the table, so I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna cut it kind of as long as I can get the sticker. I'm just gonna cut it up like that, and I'm going to put, I'm gonna try to decorate this little small box. Okay. So a little bit on each side so that when I lay this down, it comes out both sides of it like that. So while you watch me finish this, I'm going to just voice over the next part because if I don't, this video is going to be way, way too long. So I'm just using flowers on this page. Guys, my go-to in my wellness planner is always flowers because they make me happy. What can I say? So I'm doing the same thing at the top of every page. I'm putting the same, I try to keep my month the same at the top in that 3 lines of tracker box. So on this week, I decided to go instead of with just the normal florals with these cacti. These are so cute. So the next page, doing that up the same way, trying to change things out a little bit. I just tried to use a different type of flowers or plants in each section. That little strip I've never put down before, but I liked that idea. There's more whiting out and kind of just, this is more prep than decorating, but you know, in the end, when I have a whole month of wellness planner and I don't have to think about it and I just go in and write every day, I'm more apt to keep up with it. That was a huge sticker, that one there. So I cut it in 3 pieces and went around the corners on that page, decorated the whole page almost with one big sticker. So that's how I use my wellness planner. If I decorate the whole month at once, I'm more apt to go in here and use it every single day, which keeps me on track. And it's more apt to work for me that way. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know how you're using your wellness planner. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now before you leave so that you can come back and visit me again. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye-bye.